You're teaching Jean-Paul Teunissen, student number 1868855. The Dutch educational system. The graph on the side shows the general structure of the Dutch educational system. There are three levels that are relevant according to the source material: the pre-vocational education, VMBO, junior secondary education, MAVO, senior secondary vocational education, MBO, and higher professional education, HBO, masters. VMBO is the largest form of secondary education in the Netherlands. Students from VMBO usually go to MBO and then associate's degree, bachelor's, master's, and then doctorate, but they may also choose to go from VMBO to MAVO, HAVO, VWO, bachelor's, master's, doctorate. MBO provides education and training to the backbone of the Dutch workforce. Students in VMBO require a lot more guidance and structure than HAVO VWO students. As a teacher, it is therefore required to tend to the needs to the best of your ability. When tackling a certain topic, it shouldn't only be in a conventional way. It is important for this demographic especially to come up with creative solutions to maintain their interest and attention. Teachers with a bachelor's degree in teaching may only teach VMBO, MBO, lower secondary education, HAVO, VWO. Roles of a teacher. You have a host, a presenter, a didactician, a pedagogue, and a concluder. The host creates an inclusive, comfortable environment, is pretty much the social glue. The presenter delivers info plus engages in a comprehensible manner. The didactician is the strategist/architect, is the person that plans and organizes the lesson. The pedagogue is the guide, the person that is responsible for individualized learning and the development of the students. The concluder wraps up the lesson smoothly and summarizes key points, plus checks lesson goals. How do I relate to each role? According to the feedback I've received over the last 2 years in my internship, I am proficient in host and presenter and concluder. However, when it comes to a didactician and a pedagogue, I still have some things to learn. When it comes to a pedagogue especially, I tend to keep things separate. I usually don't speak about my personal life, and I don't really ask about the personal lives of students. This may lead to us to not really have that much of a friendly relationship. It's more of a professional relationship. It has been told to me that I'm supposed to work on this and make sure that I, even if it's not a lot, engage with the students in a more personal way in order to make sure that we have more of a friendly, more of a personal relationship. When it comes to a didactician, I usually have like a template of things that I follow. This template is something that I can, of course, correct or change according to whatever lesson I have when it comes to time and if people were to work together or work on their own. What does this mean in my actual teaching? In my actual teaching, I would have to make sure that I am more personal with the students instead of a teacher and a student relationship that's strictly professional. I'm supposed to be more open and more personal and more welcoming according to my feedback. Interculturalism. Why do I think interculturalism is important? Well, three aspects: collaboration, different perspectives, and the breakdown of stereotypes. When having people in the class collaborate with people from other social, economic, and cultural backgrounds, they learn different perspectives, and this leads to a breakdown of stereotypes. Having people interact from different backgrounds may lead to a product that is, of course, very different from what they would have initially had. How would I use this in my teaching? I would bring up certain topics that aren't exclusively relevant to only one key demographic. I would show guest speakers who would speak on their specific expertise, and this would make sure that they have first-hand exposure. I would also encourage conflict resolutions to come up with mutually beneficial resolutions. Language teaching. The three aspects I think that are most important are task-based learning, error tolerance, and fluency over accuracy. How would I implement this in my teaching? Well, an example would be, instead of writing a report, I would ask them to write me a story or a song. Then once this is finished, I would have them explain to me what the song or story is about in their own words. This gives them plenty of room to correct themselves and make the mistakes necessary to learn. However, as a teacher, I believe that error tolerance and fluency over accuracy are the best way to learn. As this is the task-based learning, I wouldn't only expect them to write songs or stories. I would, of course, encourage them to engage in certain tasks that are relevant to their future, be it writing a professional letter or something in that regard. In this context, it's usually about a speaking lesson. My sources. The one thing I would like to learn a lot more about is communicative systems teaching. Thank you for your time.